Good evening, TheoTrade. This is Corey Rosenblum, and you're watching the Theo Nightly video for the 15th of August, 2019. We're coming off a big trend day to the downside and major support levels broken in the equity markets, but today was a range day. It was a consolidation and chop up against a gravity spot. But let's talk beyond the equity market for the moment and focus on stocks, especially those in the S&P 100, on our watch list that are making new 52-week lows. These are opportunity stocks for a possible bounce play, but they are stocks that are downtrending. Most, if not all of them, just made fresh new lows, not just for 2019, but for the last year or more. The way we would scan for these in a simplest way is to do a setup scan for new yearly lows. Typically, that's a public scan here in thinkorswim. So public scan, new yearly lows. I've done other videos in the past about new yearly highs. And the little algorithm is just the low equals lowest and then low of the 252 days, or essentially one trading year. So from that scan, I'm scanning in the S&P 100. We know those names are optionable, relatively high volume. You still have to do volume checks and option checks and different little liquidity checks. Make sure these have good liquidity. The weakest one possibly is Fox, otherwise Simon Property Group. That's about 2 or 3 million shares traded per day, or in today's session. May want to look beyond those. Otherwise, Pfizer and Schlumberger and Halliburton. So in the intraday tactics or intraday charts or trend style trading intraday names, Schlumberger and Halliburton have topped the list of bear candidates quite a few times in the last few sessions. So we'll talk about those. So that's our list. Then other names would include Kraft Heinz, AbbVie Labs. We have Schlumberger again, Walgreens Boots Alliance, Bank of New York Mellon, ConocoPhillips Little Oil, otherwise ExxonMobil's down there too. 3M also is in the Dow, and of course Fox A and Fox shares. And that's on the back of some disappointing movies. Summer blockbusters didn't necessarily wow the critics or wow the audiences. So we're seeing Fox a little bit down there in low stock territory. Now, starting with Wells Fargo, this is one of those making a new 2019 low, but I wanted to update it before we talked about some other stocks. The purpose of tonight's video is to highlight stocks making new lows. We have had a sell swing from a prior video on Wells Fargo. So financial stocks in prior videos, especially on this rate lowering or the bond prices going up, that's affecting financial companies across the board. And it's an update from prior videos that Don and I have done on XLF or positions in individual financial companies. So Wells Fargo is making new lows. The way we would short sell or trade into a trending market like this is to short sell into resistance, falling moving averages, or falling trend lines. So at this point, Wells Fargo is getting a target, or achieving a target, which is the prior low, and that was about 43 per share. If you're more aggressive, you do have a lower trend line break or a lower target, that takes us beneath 2018 and to 2019's low, which is about 42. Okay, so today's session, we're going to focus back on stocks making new 52-week lows. First among them is Fox. It's got A shares and it has B shares. So Fox, again, is a Fox Century, 21st Century Fox, popular for movies, but otherwise TV shows and the like. So they're in some news events with Disney and otherwise for some of their lackluster, blockbuster summer movie releases. Nevertheless, the stock declined or gapped or traded rapidly lower from 52 all through 40 and has continued even lower. Again, the idea, trade setups, trade logic, short sell potential is to short into the pullbacks into a weak or downtrending stock. Fox, 21st Century Fox, has achieved that target on making a prior low. So the way we would update this is just take a look at, we can draw trend lines into the low, connect the lows, and it maybe has a little bit more to run, but that would target about 32 per share. We've been talking Walgreens Boots Alliance, downtrending since late 2018, break of 85, new low, volume spike, short the pullbacks. And that's achieved just in today's session, barely. We'll call that more like a retest. It had a bear flag, a retracement up, and retested the low. And that's the play into about 49 per share. Schlumberger. See, we had this little down or sell swing opportunity, which has continued into this drop zone or retracement market. So Schlumberger is not only making a new 2019 price low on high volume, but it's doing so from 2018. You can also get a bigger perspective and see that Schlumberger remains and continues in a relentless downtrend. And that again has been showing up for us on the intraday frame to short sell pullbacks or rallies into a trend day. So any type of time frame you would like, we want to short sell those pullbacks into a drop zone market, or again play swing trades. I think tonight's video is more focused on swing trades, but you don't have to be a swing trader to take advantage of a market breaking support and dropping or at least falling to new lows. The idea again is that which is weak or downtrending or falling or declining in price in a downtrend tends in the future to get even weaker. We don't want to necessarily walk up and short immediately like that, or here. We would rather short on pullbacks. And to short on a pullback could mean buying an in-out spread, a put in-out spread, buying a put vertical, selling some call premium, short selling the stock, buying puts outright, or any other number of strategies, including trading intraday movement. ConocoPhillips is up there as well, and we'll throw in, before we talk about ConocoPhillips, we'll look at ExxonMobil. Not quite a new low, but that is coming into a support target. And that's about 66 per share, and we've been discussing that on the Corey and the Close and other videos as well. Now, ConocoPhillips, it is weaker, and it is making new lows. So pull up to a higher perspective, and that is dropping into where we are, and that's about 52 per share. Beneath that, we can update our trend lines to drop zone or downside potential toward about 43. So I may not show you all of these charts on the weekly perspective, but take a moment if you are interested in putting on a position or one of these stocks you're familiar with and you do want to take a trade in. It would be helpful to take a look at the weekly chart to make any determinations of bigger targets or just price levels that may be coming into play as targets, or if you're about to get short into a weekly support level, you might want to trade a different stock for the opportunity. Simon Property Group, again, has come up a few times on the intraday downtrending stock scan, multiple examples, really multiple trend days, and that leads to bear price activity or bear puts or otherwise intraday short sell tactics. AbbVie Labs, that's about as perfect as it gets in terms of a bear flag or a gap, retrace into the gap, short sell into the 20-period exponential, that's a 20-day exponential, and then target or exit at the prior low. Very good opportunity there. And it's happened a couple of times since. So again, even though a stock is downtrending, we do want to join the downtrend. We do want to play bearishly into downtrending stocks. We don't want to do it willy-nilly. We want to do that with a controlled risk. That is done usually by short selling into a resistance level or a moving average or a trend line. And we'll just quickly go into Bank of New York Mellon, new lows. Halliburton continues up on intraday scans, intraday tactics. That has a very bearish chart from this last couple of years. And a couple more. Triple M, new lows, and we'll end with Pfizer. And that one had a new low, but had a rally up. So with all these names, we'll take a look at the S&P. Its support level is this 2811 or 2800. So be cautious or at least protective for a possible bounce. But if the market falls under 2800, all these names you're seeing here will probably fall even deeper. And those are bear names for an intraday trader or short-term swing traders. As always, be careful and safe. This is Corey Rosenblum with your Theo Nightly video for August 15th, 2019.